This is Divine Letters, a message from the heart of creation to remind us that everything starts within. All symbols are alive, and I am because you are. We are the ones we have been waiting for. This is Divine.
Divine Letters update. I have shared a divine letter every Sunday. I have to put them on hold. The divine letters will come, but the energy is opening for new things. The most important about divine letters, as I see it, was the understanding of the matrices, that every nation, every land hold different matrices. Some hold 1, some hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 was the most. So matrices, to understand it, we as humans have matrices. We have different systems. And this information was new for me when I started it. So it's kind of, if we understand all the country and all Earth, how Earth hold matrices, and that same matrices that Mother Earth is holding, we have in our body, then we can attune and understand more of creation. But it takes time to make divine letters because I do it in a feminine way. I go in with all my body, so I feel on my body every nation. And since there is so much happening now in midst of 2026, this will be on hold. And it will be field reading, divine field reading. This is the most significant because I kind of open and ask what is most significant. And several people have contacted me and said that you are talking to me. How can you know that this is happening? Because I feel into what is happening. So the field reading is more important and gives more information and help than divine letters. So I have chosen to do field readings every week instead of divine letters. But I will also make a webinar and a longer video about these matrices because it is a deep understanding, as I said. And I spoke with a couple of people yesterday that have read the book, the ethos, the living ethos, the architecture of the living ethos. In this book, I explain every matrices in depth. So there are 13 chapters. One chapter is matrix 1, another is 2, 3, 4. So it is 13 chapter going deep into the matrices and really understanding, wow. And they was fascinating. This is deep. Yes, it is deep. So this is what we will live with when in the future. So as I have said several times, that when I do ceremony, go deep, I go into the future to see what is beneficial to take into the here and now so that I can help more people. So it will be divine letters will be on hold. I have channel, I think it's 30, 35 country I have channel, and it is almost 200. So there are a lot of country left. But just know that where we live, it holds different background frequency. And I also spoke with a person yesterday that lived in a big city with millions of people. And she said, I'm draining. This city is killing me. And it is. So big cities like China, like the capitals are often very heavy with energies. I had one experience when I was in Arlanda or in Stockholm. I landed in Arlanda and I went to Stockholm. And even though this isn't the biggest capital, my heart was... It was so... My body reacted immediately. And if you are born into it, this is your normal. So your nervous system becomes activated from you are young, and you try to find a balance. But people that are highly sensitive, they feel it all their life, and they are seeking and they try to find peace, and sometimes they cannot find the peace where they are born. So some actually it will be beneficial to move. So a lot of people that I work with a lot of highly sensitive people, and they have asked, will it be beneficial for me to move? And yes, it will. But I know that a lot of us are very kind of, oh, this is my place, I was born here, this is my home. But if you are not regulated, if you don't feel at calm, if you don't feel integrated, then it will be beneficial to move for a period. Like me, I have lived in Tromsø all my life, and it wasn't until I moved to Lyngen in 2019 that here I really, wow, is it possible to have places on earth that are so regulated, that are so peaceful? And now that I have embodied totally, I can live in Tromsø, but it is helpful to live for a period in area where really hold it, and then you integrate it in your body, and then you can go back to your home where you were born. So, and a good example of this is Tim Bergling. He lived in Stockholm and he felt it, and he actually committed suicide. So this is for real. He felt the pain, and if you listen to his song, you really feel how he struggled because he was born into a field, and he took it in as something personal, but it wasn't a personal. He was a signal of what we have created, and the biggest cities, the biggest capital, and the most populated places are the most densest. So that was one of the deep wisdom I wanted to show in Divine Letters. So it will come, and the list that I have made already of a country that I have channel, I will make that list and say that Norway hold matrix 13, for example. So, because that's the most significant to know, what matrices does my country hold, and does this align with me? So we are all in this hero's journey, and the hero's journey often invites us to move for a period just so that we can find balance and then go back with our medicine, because we are all finding the medicine, and when we are not in balance, we don't have the medicine. So I was in Peru for a month, and I traveled a lot. I started traveling in 2014. In 2013 I collapsed kind of, but from 2014 I started to travel. I travel a lot in Norway and also out of Norway. So I find pieces of my medicine other places. So now I hold the medicine. So I can go now everywhere because I have integrated, I have embodied. And also living in Norway, having the matrix 13, it is very supporting in itself, but we also have Poison City, even though I haven't reacted in Norway the way I have reacted in other places. So Norway is lucky, and also Sweden, Finland have most like the Norway, but Stockholm is heavy, and it is because it lived a lot of rich people there, and it was kind of the one that had a lot of status. So it made an imprint in Stockholm. So, but I just wanted to say Divine Letters are on hold, and the most beneficial for you is listening to field readings every week. If you don't feel that this resonates, maybe one week doesn't resonate, but maybe the other one. And I also encourage you to sign up for the newsletter, because if you sign up for the newsletter, you will get all the news from me. I'm tuned into what are we going through, because we are going through so much, and it is such a big opening. So you will find to be on the list of the newsletter. You will find it on divinedesign.it or on peggydivine.com. So yes, you are invited to come behind, and then you will get all news from me. I wish you the best. Mwah. The Feminine Intelligence of Life. Field reading week 25. It is windy, so I try to have the mic in my hand. The theme for week 25 has been femininity and the intelligence of embodying the feminine. And I have spoken a lot about femininity, but this is what has been shown me in people I have worked with, in my own life, and all around me. This week actually started with a ceremony. I did a collective ceremony with several women, and the femininity came in. And I don't know if you hear, but we have a bird. I don't know the English name, but it's a cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And I have spoken a lot to this bird, and it holds the feminine intelligence. And in the end of this field reading, I will add some of a video I took some days ago in relation to the ceremony I did, and it gave me a lot of insight. I will not share the insight because that was private to me, but I will just share the cuckoo. And I can take this day as an example. Today is the last day in Lingen. I will work in a health system for 3 months, and then in end of September, beginning of October, I will be back in Lingen. So this is the last day, and I had so much planned. So I had to do because it is the last day for the season. But all the plans that I had planned to do, life unfolded something completely different. So the femininity, it is not about gender. It is very important to understand. When we talk about femininity, it has nothing to do with women. But we put femininity in gender, and we need to understand that femininity and masculinity, it is the same as yin and yang. And the yin, it is the receiver. It is the holder. It is the womb. It is the darkness, the nurturer. And the masculine is more, it's acting, it is movement, and it is outward. So we need to understand that when people talk about femininity, it is not about gender, because it is so easy to get attached to our own gender. I'm a woman, you are a man, and then it's like, oh, it's all the men, it's all the women. No, it is about balance. So all humans have the masculine and the feminine inside, and it is all about the balance. So I have lived a very masculine life, and since I wasn't good at listening to my soul, to my divinity, so I acted out the programming from the society. Now that I am in balance, I listen, and it is the freshness, it is the unknown, the womb, everything new is created from the femininity. And men also have the femininity. So when men also listen, they go into their feminine womb and listening, oh, what is my soul path? What is it I planned before I incarnated into this body? So when I talk about the feminine intelligence, it is the soul, what we pre-planned before we incarnated into body, instead of just acting out programming that we had from our ancestor, from our mother, father. Here the gecko is again reminding us that it is about femininity. When I did the ceremony beginning of this week, this cuckoo, he was so close, and it's like, yeah, thank you. So start to listen. It is listening to life in gender. It's kind of, life is speaking to us all the time. Our body, our what's happening. So all the plans I had this morning, I had resistance of it because the energy wasn't there. And then I listened, what is it? And then I was contacting a man that I have done something with. Oh! That was a wasp that wanted to take something from me. It has a lot of wasps, so I am not so happy about that. But anyhow, and I spoke with a woman for the first time, eye to eye. I have seen her, and we connected this morning, and it was wow. And the flow was into that. And several people know that I also have done divine letters. And when I now do divine letter, the energy isn't there like it was before. I will do it, but I have a period where something has to go on hold because it is so much newness. It is coming so. Oh, wow! There are 3 wasps around me. I am. Ooh. Sometimes it's not so good to be popular. I don't want to be popular on wasps. But then, wow! It's kind of, okay, I have so much wasps, I don't want to be taken by being bit. Wow, they follow me. What do you do when you got followed by the wasps wanting a piece of you? So yeah, we want a piece of the feminine. We want a piece of the feminine because the wasp is symbolizing the masculine, taking something from the feminine, but it's all about balance. And the most important is that we listen and kind of be in the receptive mode and connect the masculine and feminine. And it is more important to live out the femininity because the society for thousands of years has been over masculine. It has been violence, it has been forced, push. So the masculine, yes, it is amazing because it gets things done, but when it is not in balance with the feminine, it is not good. So we see it in religion, we see it in government, we see it in most systems. I have just been in one system that I kind of, a lot of teaching inside that, and still holding the masculine and what happens when we hold, and it will collapse. So it's all about balance, So receptivity and go into yin and yang, because the feminine is water, it is the moon, it is the Mother Earth. Mother Earth is feminine and the sun is masculine. So the sun, it's so fast. It is kind of like the thought of light speed. Zoop, it goes so fast. But the feminine, it is Mother Earth and it has a total other rhythm. It is embodiment. So we have spoken so much about divinity because a lot of people, we want to live with our source, our divinity. But it is the masculine divinity from our head, from our programmed mind. The real divinity is when it is in balance with the feminine and take the rhythm of Mother Earth and listening. I did an exercise several years ago when I connected kind of to Mother Earth for the first time. I think it's 15 years ago, but I just lay down on Mother Earth and listened with her heart and her rhythm, and I fell asleep, and it's like, I'm home, because our body is feminine. Your body is feminine, your body is Mother Earth. So yes, your thoughts is kind of masculine, it is kind of from the light speed, but you need to adjust to the feminine Mother Earth avatar that you have, because all of us, we are borrowing the feminine avatar, and it will be beneficial to understand this avatar, that all the medicine we are seeking, Mother Earth is holding, and it is inside of us. So when we listen, we find our medicine, we find our soul path, we find everything that we long for when we listen to the feminine intelligence, Mother Earth, in combination with the masculine. But the masculine, it is so ingrained, it is so deep in us, it's so deep in our structure, so we almost don't need it. But that's not the completely truth, because when I listen, I had to act on it, so that then I use the masculine. So I receive a lot, and if I don't act on it, then it only becomes feminine. So it is not good to only be feminine or only masculine. So what I say, it is a balance. So how can we live in balance? But we need more. We hear a lot of voices that saying, we need more masculine, more femininity, and it is because it is so over masculine. So for a period, we actually need more femininity just to balance it out. So in the future, we will live with this polarity in a more balanced way. But for a period, we need more of the femininity to balance out all the dark age that we have lived through, because we have lived through dark period. Yes, this is what revealed itself by listening all the femininity that all people. And yeah, a last thing about femininity. I have worked with several people the last couple of weeks, and all of them have said this week kind of, I have something with my throat. They are coughing, and it is finding the feminine voice, because we have suppressed our feminine voice. We have lived with a masculine voice. I lived with my masculine voice for so many years, and I had an initiation in 3 initiations in 2023, and all of them were feminine embodiment, deep. One at the graveyard with Alexander, one in Gotland, Sweden, and the third one in Glastonbury, England. And that embodiment, and also I was guided to buy a statue, and that statue is of Mother Gaia birthing a new earth. So that was a symbol of what we are going against. We are going against a new earth, and the new earth is listening to Mother Earth. And now I see a bumblebee. I love bumblebee. That's not the same as wasps. And because the bumblebee, if you see the sign in bumblebee, it is the impossible is possible, because the bumblebee is actually too heavy to fly, but it do it anyhow. So the impossible is possible, and with femininity it is really possible. So to listen to the animal, I speak with birds, I speak with animals, I speak with Mother Earth, and I think it is 3-4 weeks ago I spoke with the eagle. And wow, what deep intelligence, wisdom and I actually shared this wisdom in the Wealth Smarts book, or was it the Many Faces of Christ Consciousness? I'm not sure, because I have written 2 books lately, but the deep wisdom of the eagle, and also, all animals, all living have an intelligence. Everything is intelligent. So that's why we we are invited to listening more, to listening to our body, and the body is a part of Mother Earth and animals, and so animal holds power. All animals holds power. So we can have the same nose as a dog. You know that dogs are, and then they can smell everything. My nose is so strong, and also my ears. So all my senses, since I have upgraded, my senses are so hyper. So even though I was strong, my senses were strong before, they are even stronger now. So, and I love it. So it's like sniffing, where is the good stuff? So I invite you to go deep into your feminine skills, because all of us have, and they are different from person to person. I had a meeting with 2 yesterday, and we talk about actually femininity, and one of them said, this is for me this way, and then another had another way. So someone think it is all about beauty, that we have to dress in a certain way. Femininity is not about that. It is about beauty also, but I'm not a kind of person that has a lot of dress or the clothing, dressing. That's not a part of me. I'm feminine. I'm listening. I'm nurturing myself in another way. I dance. I'm more, so it is amazing. So living with a balanced femininity and masculinity. So even though it is the feminine intelligence, it is because we have suppressed it so many years, for so long. And with those words, I wish you the best. Mwah!
Wow. Thank you for listening to Divine Letters with Ann-Peggy Divine. All evolution is collective. Nothing is ever forgotten. Each letter calls us to remember, to take responsibility for the life we create. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way.